Thank you. Kelsey and I have known each other for a long time. She looks after me. Great to be here. First, before we start, just to say I am truly overwhelmed by the response that I've had here in Michigan and Detroit. It's, I didn't expect to have the turnout that I have had at the tables, to have the autographs. It's been great to meet everybody, and I appreciate, again, everything that you do for me, and that's why when I do these things, it's no holds barred. You can ask what you like. Whether or not I answer it, that's another story! But, so it's, do they do the questions and stuff here? Is that what they do? Yeah? How does that work? Is there microphones positioned? Are there? Or someone run around with the microphone? Oh! Jesus, someone's going to have to run fast. That's not it. Or if we don't have a microphone, you just get up and you shout the question, and I'll repeat it if nobody hears it. But it's testing 1, 2. It's great to be here, and I can't believe how big it is. And, I thought it was going to be much fun.
That's an interesting sign language.
That's otherwise known as ass play. And by the way, I'll try to keep it clean, but it's always above PG-13, and I apologize, but good luck explaining everything on the way home to the kids, everybody. Because if you're watching Torchwood, they should know what they're talking about! Big announcement for me this week was the fact that they made me a series regular on Arrow. So, not that I know what's going to happen, but I'd love Malcolm Merlin to show Oliver how to run a goddamn city. But we'll see. It should be really a lot of fun. I'm just going to go right to the questions, as I always do. And it's your guys' day, your time. I'm just here to facilitate you or to make it a lot more fun for you, but I only do safe questions. Yes.
Hi, John.
Hi.
This is my dream. I want to ask you if you could sing one song.
Sing one song. I'm having a hard time hearing you. Go ahead.
If you could sing me one song, right here waiting for you.
Yes!
Okay, yeah. Wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you. Whatever it takes, or how my heart breaks, I will be right here waiting for you. And just so you know, my new album is available now for... Honest to God, I'm going to be greedy right now, okay? And if I can for a minute. I would love if all of you would just go pre-order, because it would knock it into the charts if you did. So if you go to iTunes or go to Pledge Music, one of the two, American iTunes, Pledge Music, you can pre-order, you get a free grab track with it, with certain pre-orders, but that would make my frickin' month. It would be so good. So anyway, if you don't have to get it afford to, don't worry, but I'd love it if you did. Because it's the best album that I have ever made, because it has been funded by the fans. And I've put my heart and soul into it for you guys, so thank you very much. Anyway, next question.
Right here.
Yes!
Hi, John.
Hi.
It's hard to miss me. But this weekend has been my dream.
Nice.
I'm happy to be here. This makes the end of it even better. So she took my question, but I have another one.
Okay.
You are Malcolm Merlin, and I love you as Malcolm Merlin. I crammed an entire season of Arrow into 3 days to see you.
Now that's an awesome bitch right there.
I was wondering, they always ask you who your favorite superhero is, But is there any other villain you would like to play?
Another villain I'd like to play. I haven't thought about that, but off the top of my head, I'd like them to maybe create a new villain for something. But we were discussing a couple of other fans that I should go on to the show with Misha Collins, and I should be God. Because I thought I should play him just like this. Hello, everybody. And let's rock the boat down south a little bit. You know what? Let's rock all those people who don't want us to be who we are. Let's rock it. Yes.
If given the chance, would you go back onto a Dr. Rita ride the TARDIS again?
I certainly would, and many of you already know that. The fact is that I would go back in a second if asked, and before I was a series regular, the Arrow producers said if they wanted me back to do some stuff, they would let me go and do it. But unfortunately now, I haven't been asked, and the likelihood of me being asked in the future, I don't know, but I'm now signed to Arrow, so it would be even more difficult now to do it. They kind of lost me. I know, but that means I will always be Captain Jack to you. Yes.
Well, first I want to say thank you for portraying Captain Jack and being an awesome person who is not just to one thing.
Not just to one, you mean he has sex with boys and girls?
Yeah.
It is 2014 and we can say that now.
I'm a parent, I don't know if there's sex.
Oh, but sex is not a bad word. Sex is a good word, it's a lovely word.
But thank you for portraying your character and
You're
being
welcome.
awesome and being out and being public, because that has given so much strength to a lot of my friends that are having trouble dealing and finding acceptance. We need more like that, and I can't wait until we get to the point where they didn't know what. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, that'll happen eventually. The more people that come out and do stuff, and the fact that your friends, if they're fighting acceptance, they just need to either keep fighting or ignore the people who don't want it, because that's what I do. If someone is you've heard me say this before, if someone's an asshole to me because of who I am, I'm an asshole right back to them. Why should I be polite? You know what? Everyone goes, no, you should fight fire with water and just kind of be polite about it. Hell no. If they're rude, I'm going to be rude right back. And that's it, too bad.
But my question is,
okay.
what is your process that you go to when you prepare to step into a character on Doctor Who or Arrow that has like decades and decades and decades of history behind it?
You really want to know?
Yes.
Yeah. It's not going to be the answer you want to hear, because I'm not one of those actors. I'm not, oh my god, I gotta go back into my whole history and I gotta feel like, I'm I go with the flow of what is written, and then when dots are starting to connect, for instance, I do a little bit of research and stuff. For Malcolm Merlin, I have a DC, and I have had for a long time, a DC encyclopedia right next to my bedside, so I can always reference it whenever I get a comic book or something that I don't get what's going on. So I looked, Malcolm Merlin did all that, but also with Malcolm and his son, Tommy, who really looks older than, what Malcolm could have as a child, but I then made the sense that Malcolm had him when he was like 16 years old, and that's why Malcolm was so ruthless, because he had to support his child and his wife. At that time, he was forced to get married, but he loved the woman that he got pregnant, so he had to really work his butt off to do what he did. So there's that kind of thing that I do. But then others is show up, say the lines, hit the mark, and be in the right light, and do it. And sometimes when you're doing it, those light bulb moments, because you're doing it spontaneously, come right on as you're doing it. And that's what makes, if you go back to like Doctor doing Torchwood, those episodes of things that we did, and those expressions that are on our faces and the looks, those are actual ones like going, oh my God, because that means you are, oh Jesus. and sometimes I like it to happen that way, but I'm not one of those actors who goes and really, becomes so into myself that it's like my head disappears up my rear end. Although that would be fun. It's not really me at all. But the process is basically just getting the writing. And good writing also gives you that background. So, I hope that answers the question freely. Yeah, great, lovely. Yes?
If you could be any fictional animal, like say a tribble, what animal would you be?
Fictional animal?
Like a tribble!
Like a tribble?
Like a tribble!
I've got 2 tribbles. My Jack.
Only 2?
Well, yeah, because my Jack Russell, he actually thinks they're his babies. It's the only toys that he doesn't tear up. And I told Bill Shatner that, and he's like, "Well, that's a smart dog." The Shat and I are like that. Yep, we are pals. We are pals on Twitter. But yeah, Tribble's good. I'm trying to think of what else I would be, a fictional animal. I really have to think about that. That's a question off the top of my head that I can't think. I'd maybe go back into but they're not fictional because they're real. Dinosaurs. Yeah. And look, everyone's like, woo, one person, yeah, paleontology, yeah! Woo! I want to be a dinosaur. But I would definitely be a meat eater. How do you meat eater? Yeah, but the kind of meat eater that I'm talking about. Oh, Tyrannosaurus Rex!
We have just lost our PG-13 rating.
No. Well, she's doing a fireman's hose. That's what she's doing. Yeah. I'm laughing because all the shows I do in Glasgow over Christmas, I specifically make sure that we do about 3 or 4 shows that are sign shows. And I don't like just for the signer to stand off to the side when I'm doing shows. I grab her hand and bring her into the music numbers and get her involved. And I learned how to make in Britain I can't do it, but I think it's what is it here? Fart. Well, that's simple. So now we're doing Cinderella this Christmas. Well, I'm not. Prince Charming will be, but I'll be, I'm Buttons. And that's another character in the thing. And anyway, I directed, but I'll be signing, and I'll do these little signals to her when the audience can't see it. Like, I'll turn my back and go, and she'll be like, how do you know that? I can't wait. So thank you very much and all sorts of stuff. Yes.
Thank you very much for coming to Michigan.
You're welcome.
I
used to go to Michigan as a kid.
Well,
I used to go to the Michigan sand dunes all the time. And I with my DNA there. Pee-wee. Because you have to wee-wee in the dunes. There's no public toilets. Yes, or Lake Michigan. Like you've never done it.
I love you in absolutely everything you've been in.
Thank you.
And as big of a geek as I am for sci-fi and everything else, my true love is Broadway. So, my question is, if you had the chance to be on the New York stage again, because I know you have before,
Yep.
what show would you like to be in?
I would really love to do La Cage aux Folles again. Yeah! But I would like to do it on a tour, a national tour. And whether that be in the US or in the UK, it's either or, because I love, not just because it's great to walk around in a dress and high heels sometimes. And if you haven't tried it, try it. Gentlemen, it brings a lot of ladies to your front door, let me tell you. So I would love to do that. I love what that show stands for, the story of, about acceptance and love and family. And I also would like to do Mac and Mabel, but the ending's not very good, and I'd like to rewrite it with my sister, but I would want to do that with Jerry Herman's permission, and see how we could, maybe revamp and do that. What else? Man of La Mancha is something I'd like to do. I would, Don Quixote. Except I would probably play the donkey. And the other one that I would love to do is Camelot. Because I think Camelot's such a beautiful story, the way I'd like to play it and do it, because I would have production influence. Although we wouldn't make it, crystal clear, I firmly believe that the reason that, and I'm going to get shot down for this, is so what? Because it's my opinion and matters, right? Yeah! Arthur, Lancelot, and Guinevere, okay? 3. No, I don't mean it that, but they all loved each other. And Arthur had to banish Guinevere because he loved her, but he was not going to kill Lancelot because he loved him. Lancelot loved Arthur. There was a complete, threesome of love going on there. And maybe Lancelot being French loved Arthur a little more. Do you know what I mean? So if you put that into that story, becomes heart-wrenching. Because these 3 people who love each other, Arthur has to send the 2 that he loves the most off because of them loving each other also, and everybody else finding out about it. So the fact that maybe he knew and wasn't going to say anything because of his love, but once the public found out, he had to get rid of him, which killed him. Devastating. I just love the story, so I'd love to do that. Yes?
Hi, I would like to know what's going on between you and Misha Collins. I saw a picture and it was
Ain't nothing going on but the rent. Misha and I always have a lovely time when we see each other. We, have a nice cuddle, have a little grope, and we always share it on Twitter or Facebook or any place online. We have joked that it would be fun to be on the show, and again, it's a Warner Brothers show. So who knows what might happen, but he's just a nice guy. He's a lovely guy, and he's very cute too. So, and as you know, anytime a cute guy comes towards me and wants a cuddle, I'm game for a cuddle right now. Oh, I love military boys. That's why I give freebies to military. I mean, autographs. Yes. Also, make sure to get right into the back, too, yeah? Lovely.
Hi, my name's Samantha, hi. I've done extensive volunteer work with the LGBT teen community because unfortunately, the suicide rate is just so high.
Correct.
The number one thing that I get asked is, how do you stay strong when, I know this wasn't you, but when your family turns against you, your church you grew up in turns against you, your best friend turns against you. What advice would you have for these young people that are hurting so bad because it feels like the entire world abandoned them when they need them the most?
My advice would probably, it's a difficult one to answer, but I gotta be honest with you, and part of my whole thing is about being honest. And the fact that these young gay, lesbian, and transgender teens are, who want to be transgender or whatever, they're coming out, I think it's fantastic. I think it's great that they're being who they are and loving who they are. However, if the family turns on them and wants to disown them, or if the church, whatever, turns on them and wants to disown them, my advice, you turn on them before they turn on you. You disown them. You tell them, if you're not going to love me, I don't want you in my life. I don't want your support from the church that I grew up with that teaches love and Christianity and now disowns me. I don't want you part of it. But before you do that, make sure, like someone perhaps like yourself or others out there who support teenage charities, which are great to support, and if they need a roof over their head for a night, 2 nights, until they get themselves up on their feet because they're strong individuals and they want to do good in this world, Give them a roof over their head before they do that jump and make that jump. That's the most important thing. So that's what my advice would be. I've got friends who've done it and suffered from that also, and their life is much happier because they have everybody around them who wants them there. Say again?
I always tell the kids that your first family are those that choose to be in your life, those that choose to
Correct. I mean, when I came out to my parents, the first, and I wrote about this in the book, the first thing I said to them, before I said it, I said, I want you in my life. If you don't want to be in my life, I'm prepared to turn and walk out this door and not come back. And it was the hardest thing I ever said to my mom and dad. But my mom and both of them turned to my mother, did one of those kind of dynasty walks, and she walked up to the other end of the room and she went, oh, I know. And my dad was like, you know what? At this moment, I don't understand a lot about it, but I'm going to learn, and you're our son. We will always love you, and we are upset if you think we would turn on you. So I was shocked and overwhelmed. I was exceptionally lucky. But yes, when I say turn, I don't mean to be vicious to them, but just put the ultimatum. I am gay. If you don't want me in your life, if you don't want me here, I don't want you in my life, and I'm going to leave now. Pack my bags and go. Just make sure you have somewhere to go. Don't go out on the street, okay? And your charity would be great. If people need any help, send them to my website or to my team on Twitter. We always have lists and addresses of places where people can go, okay? Thank you. And that was the end of my soapbox. Yeah, but also, sorry, I should say, I know there are Christian organizations out there who are kind and generous and are not like all of the ones who dislike, but I wish they'd stand up more and speak out more. Yeah.
Hi, sorry, it's a little hard to follow that question.
No, it's not. Do something fun. Everybody dance now. Oh, come on. Everybody dance now. Yes, go ahead.
I'm a music major in college right now, and a lot of my friends want to know if you could star, be any, Broadway role. Doesn't matter if it's male, female, anything. Could you pick one, and what would it be?
Well, I've just given a list of the shows that I would like to do.
Well, which characters?
Well, obviously the leads, because I ain't playing in the goddamn chorus. Because I am Barrowman. I don't know, there's all the main roles of the shows that I said would be lovely. One female role, if I could do it, I would love to be Norma Desmond. Never gonna happen. Yes.
I have recently met Eve Miles, and she had remembered
She's
me.
a bitch, isn't she?
And she remembered me, and I was wondering if there's ever a fan that you have remembered.
A fan that I have remembered? Oh my gosh, I remember lots of fans. And if you go on to my my Twitter page and things, I get to see a lot of people at a lot of cons, and I try my best to remember people from specific things that I may have met them or done. It's very difficult when it's just like, maybe I've signed an autograph for somebody and they say, do you remember me? That's a little hard, but if someone says, oh my gosh, remember, I was in that bathroom when you tripped and fell and you fell into the puddle of urine? I'm like, I remember you now! It was your pee! The best is like being in a urinal. I'll be going to the bathroom, and because a lot of the celebrities go use the private bathroom. I just use the public bathroom, right? Everyone pees. Everybody poops, right? I've got the books in my bathroom, and I love them. So I go into the bathroom, and I'm at the urinal. This is the best when this happens. I'm somebody else. Oh my God! Dude, it's not Friday night! Honest to God, it's happened. Someone's going, oh my God, dude, shut up!
practice, and I have one question. Where have you been all my life?
Hey! You dirty birdie.
Actually, my real question is, what do you think of going with a more seasoned doctor like Peter Capaldi as opposed to a younger guy like Matt Smith?
Well, I don't know how you can say Peter's a more seasoned doctor because he's never played a doctor before.
I mean seasoned actor.
Right, I think it'll be perfectly fine. And I know Peter. Peter was in Torchwood. He was in Children of Earth. And he's also been part of the Doctor Who world, playing another character, you know, things like that. So the one thing that people, we were just having this discussion back there, weren't we? A lot of people, you know, you get the kind of Doctor Who haters who come on and like, I mean, it's ridiculous, Peter Capaldi, no, shut up, just shut up, okay? Just shut up. Because you will go aboard the TARDIS with Peter Capaldi, and in 3 weeks you'll be going, oh my God, isn't Doctor Who wonderful? So shut up. It's about the Doctor's journey. It's about the Doctor. It's not about who plays the Doctor. It's about the life and the world that the Doctor takes us and that journey he takes us on. Because, as you've seen, it's a whole process, and it's a fantastic journey. So, you know, Christopher Eccleston, great, brought the darkness to the Doctor. David Tennant. Love of my favorite. Anyway, my favorite Doctor, he brought a whole new realm to the Doctor. Then Matt Smith brought a younger version of the Doctor. He was brilliant. Peter Capaldi's going to bring something else, something different, and it's going to be brilliant. What? If I hug you right now, I gotta hug everybody in this room. I don't want hug peas, okay? Never mind. Hug peas. Virtual Yes.
Hi, my name's Connor.
Kiss, kiss, bang, bang. Whatever. I know, it's one of the shows. What do you want me to do after you shout that out? I'm not telling you. This question's next. Yes.
So, my name's Connor, big fan, always been a fan.
Hi, Connor.
Quick question.
Yes.
What's your favorite color?
Blue. It's ironic that it's, you know, the TARDIS is blue, and I did have one of my cars I had painted TARDIS blue, and so I am a nerd. I mean, Kelsey had to go out last night and buy me an extra suitcase because I went shopping yesterday and I bought so much shit, it's not even funny. I bought, you know, action figures, I bought like 10 of this guy's G.I. Joes that he had. I bought, you know, a couple of games, and then I had them signed by the Bionic Man, and I was So it was awesome. So I've got a suitcase full of stuff, but don't tell Scott. Because I have a closet at home that I came out of, and now it's full of all my toys. Yes.
Hi, I just wanted to say thank you for being here, and I was wondering how you felt about the Torchwood finale.
I don't know how to answer that question because I'm Captain Jack, and I love that when Torchwood is being shown or being done in the finale, I thought was awesome. So you know, I don't know what your thoughts are on it, but if Torchwood is being made, I'm happy. Yeah, and the fact that it left the way it did, it's just unfortunate. It's because of the licensing issues, and it's up to Russell if he wants to bring it back and continue it on. But if you want to hear a little bit of a continuing story, my sister and I wrote Exodus Code, which is the Torchwood novel, and it is the continuing story of Captain Jack. So you can get that and you can follow his story because it's awesome. That first sequence, the airplane sequence? Yeah. I'm not going to spoil it, but just put it this way, that we had to change it because we had written in the book because some young people like me, the publishers are like, you can't swear, because we Jack, I'm not going to say what he's doing, but if he falls in midair and is going to come to the ground, because you have to explain to new readers and people who don't know Captain Jack what's going to happen, and he looks at the ground and he goes, this is going to effing hurt. And then they're like, you have to take the effing out? I'm like, all right, but you would say that. So he just goes, this is going to hurt, and then smack, and then the chapter changes, and he's, people then, they think, oh my God, in the first chapter, they killed the hero. No, they haven't!
Here I am, back here.
Okay.
Yes, I was wondering if there's going to ever be a possibility for either a concert tour or a Christmas album, because with the voice you have, it would make every holiday song better than ever before.
Just because you said, well, I gotta be honest with you. When I was at a con, one of the cons in the States, it was the American fans who said to do the pledge system, okay? And we went to the big company Pledge Music to do the pledging for the music industry. Not very many American fans pledged. It's most of my British fans who have funded this current album. So I'm a little weary of going out and doing it again because I feel I've asked an awful lot of the British fans. So if you want a Christmas album, you got to put the word out there, because I'm not with a record company anymore. And I want to make music because I know that some of you guys love it. But the British fans have said, we'll cover the Christmas album. And I'm like, but I want to spread it out there. I want to make it so that you guys get the music that you want also. But, so yes, I would love to do a Christmas album. And the fact that it's funded by the fans, for me, gives me more freedom to put on the songs that I like, that I know you're going to like, and do them the way that I think you're going to like, because the record company's not there going, no, you can't. It's got to be this number one, and it's got to be this cover of so-and-so, because it was the number one in 1972, Shut up. So I would love to do a Christmas album. I think it would be great. It would be awesome. So just keep watching the space, and if you see it, please get involved, because some of the pledge stuff that I would be able to do then in the U.S. will be, more around the country, because we were specific to where we had to do it because of the cons that I was doing last year. Now, a concert tour, very different. I fund the concert tours, and they cost well over $1 million, to do right off the bat, because I gotta pay for caterers, I gotta pay for trucks and buses and everything. So it's a great deal of money. I'm doing one in the UK after the release of this album next year. It's more difficult doing it in the US because people don't know me as a singer. So when I go to concert venues, I have to then give them a guarantee because they don't know who I am. They're like, you won't fill this venue. And I'm like, I will. I really will. So we did put a petition out there again, because American audiences said, please do concerts. We put petitions out, but nobody signed them. I know people did, but not enough did. So I'm upfront with you. You got to do more if you want it, because otherwise they're like, John Barrowman, he's not a singer, he's a bad guy on Arrow. I'm a singer, really! Anyway, it'd be great. So just watch the space. If you see it, get up and sign up, because I'd love to do it. Love to do it. Yeah, with the next yes. Oh.
This is Avery. He's almost 5. He has a question for you.
Hi, Avery. You're my new pal, because I remember you.
You want to come to my birthday?
Avery, come here. I would love to come to your birthday, but I can't because I have my 2 dogs at home in Palm Springs and my husband Scott, who is waiting for me, and after I'm done here, I have to go do photo ops, and then I have another hour of signing, and then I have to catch a big airplane back to California. But if you give me an address, there might be something in the mail coming This is going to be the best happy birthday you've ever got. Ready, everybody? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Avery. Happy birthday to you. Hip, hip! That's the kind of kid I am. Don't tell anybody, but you want to sell them? If you can give that lady in the pink the address, that would be, oh, Kelsey will get it from you. Great. Okay, anyone, who else? Yes?
Hi, my name's Cindy. I'm the one with the boyfriend who kind of looks like you.
Yeah, the man with the chin and the jaw.
Yeah. I was just wondering, I didn't know about you until a couple people asked me, you look like John Barrowman, and I started looking at pictures of you, and I thought, wow, this guy's hot. But anyway, I was just wondering, like, you meet all these fans, I've never noticed a famous person who loves their fans as much as you, and I was just wondering, when you meet these fans, do you ever make a connection with them, like, hey, I've known you in a past life, anything like that?
No. Because I'm not into that kind of thing, but I appreciate that people are, and I have fans who say they've known me in a past life, and I was regressed once for a TV show, and I was apparently a circus performer in Eastern Europe who saved his brother from I think it was like a trampoline or trapeze accident, and then I ran away. This was all, I watched it later, I'm like, what? Scott and I watched it, I said, was I drinking the night before? What is going on? So, yeah, but I do have connections with fans. The thing is that everybody, for me, what's great about it, and I try my best to look everybody in the eye when I meet them, to say their name, to acknowledge them for being there for me, and to say thank you, but also to hear if they have a story to listen. And although I know we're limited to time, but I think I tried to do that and accommodate that pretty well, and that's what I love about it, because I love that people want to tell me about themselves, and also, maybe the story that they've had, and it's lovely. So that's the kind of connection I have, and you must know this, and I'm not just saying it, and people who have known me for a long time, I'm not a bullshitter. I'm on the end of back of my album, I have put, this is for you because you, the fans, are the stars in my universe. So I really appreciate what you guys have given me a life that's unbelievable. And it's a life that I always dreamed of as a little boy. Never ever thought that I would be doing this and be where I am. And you've given me a beautiful home. You've given me a lovely car, and 12 of them actually. But I want you to know that I appreciate it, and that's why I do these things. These are my weekends off, and Scott's at home, and up through the rest of August, I'm doing these because it's important for me to come and see you. I know you have to pay for it, but that, and that's beyond my control with whatever of the convention makes the rules, but that's why I come to these, because I want to see you face to face, because I want to say thank you, because you've made my life frickin' awesome.
Hey, John. My boyfriend and I are big, huge fans of you. My boyfriend especially is a huge fan of you, but he can't be here.
Oh, well, then you're alone. My boyfriend's not here either.
Hey, different zip codes.
Different zip codes. Well, yeah.
Anyway, my question is, now that you're a season 3 regular on Arrow, who would you want to teach a lesson to, Stephen Amell or Colton Haynes?
I think I've already taught a lesson to Steven, so I think it's Colton's turn. And and maybe both of them at once. Yes.
I was wondering, have you and Scott ever discussed or thought about adopting?
We have. The fact that I really want to, and I also want to have maybe one of my own, and this, you know, it's just finding the right person, because obviously you have to have a woman to do it. I don't just want to go pay money to somebody to have a baby. I want to actually know the person. I want them to be part of it. And that child then would know that that is their mother. So I have, Scott and I joked one night, we said, maybe we should do a reality show. Call it. I can't say that. Some of the stuff that we said was unreal. But say things like, you know, you could be polite, say, fine. JD finding a baby, or no, I'm not going to say the other one. But it has dumpster in it. Scott was like, that'll be a great title. Everybody would watch that. I was like, yeah. The thing is, maybe next year I might kind of chill out a little bit on a lot of work stuff because of Arrow is probably going to take up a lot of my time. But you know, I have to be there if we adopt a kid. I can't just adopt a kid and go, hey, honey, Scott, here's the baby, I'm all fine. Well, we wouldn't. If we were going to adopt, we wouldn't adopt a baby. We'd adopt probably from the age of between 9 and maybe, 15, 16, because they make great pool boys and girls. No, because at that age group, with all seriousness, at that age group, a lot of kids don't get adopted. And they're left. And because everybody wants babies. And so we have a lot of love, and we have a lot of love to give. So, yes.
I met you when my friend was getting an autograph.
Say that again, sweetheart. That's okay.
I saw you when my friend was getting an autograph earlier, and you were really, really nice. And you were like, hi. And it was hilarious.
Thank you.
Because it made us feel a lot better, and I was wondering how you, made fans feel better when they were so nervous about meeting you.
Well, all I usually say to them is I can tell when they're nervous, and my big thing I say is just enjoy the moment. Yeah, I said that to a few of you, right? Right? Or squeak. Let it out, because I've been there, I know what it's like, and plus I've met a lot of people who are nervous, so if you're going to be nervous, don't hide it, just be like, I'm totally nervous, and then I usually say, don't wet yourself. Or don't faint, because I ain't picking you up. So, it's just, part of it is just, where have you gone? You've disappeared. Where is she? Part of it is just being human. Being human and being, open and acceptable to someone else, which a lot of people at the conventions are not. Right? Don't be nervous. No, don't touch me. Don't do this. Don't do that. That's fine. Shake my hand. The thing that I don't do is get up and do hugs because my back gets sore. I'm getting up and down all the time. You know what I mean? She's looking at me like, I don't care. You're trying not to freak out. Freak out. Go. Woo! Go. There.
On your Twitter page, a couple of months ago, someone sent you a picture with someone standing in front of an airplane, maybe?
Yes.
Now, could you explain that?
Well, I don't know how to explain it. Because the picture is me in front of a Spitfire in the 1940s, and I swear to God, it is an original picture. It's not an internet fake copy. because we had the one sent to us. I have no clue, but there's someone out there in the 1940s who looks like me and is standing in front of a Spitfire like that going, and it freaked the shit out of me. Because we had, you know, my dad's cousins and part of his family, they were in the military, and in the RAF, and some, unfortunately, some of them were killed. But, you know, one of them died in the Somme, all different stuff. So we've had family in World War I and World War II. So for me to see this is like, whoa. So if anybody knows anything, let me. It's not me. That's what I'm saying. It's someone in 1940. What? I know, I don't smoke. And then because then I'm thinking, wait a minute, maybe I really am Captain Jackson. I did and I was there, but I don't know because I retconned myself and I've got my memory wiped out. And then the doctor put me there to shut me up, and I lived a whole bunch of lives and don't even know it. Oh, wouldn't that be awesome? Hold on a minute. I have done. I am Captain Jack. I've done it all. Yeah, I don't know about it.
I'm your angel also.
Are you?
I am.
Mm-hmm. And you give good hugs, by the way.
Oh, thank you. You remember?
Of course I remember.
Oh, my God.
You asked me about it at the table, then I saw you the photo op, and then you came in and you said, give me a good hug, and I said, of course I...
You put your hand on my
I know I touched it. Well, show your ass and why I touched it. She got some junk in the Yes.
First I wanted to thank you so much. I found Torchwood, your whole universe, when I was diagnosed with like a really bad chronic illness, a chronic illness.
All right.
So you gave me this, I can express, you know, this escape and just, so thank you so much.
Well, I love that. Those are the kind of stories that I'm talking about. But it's not just me, it's the writers, it's the creators, the producers who gave you that experience, and we
Well, it wouldn't be the same without you.
Well, thank you, and I'm glad you're better.
But my question, one of my favorite moments was James Marsters.
Yes.
I really fainted when he kissed. You know, I was just floored. I was wondering, out of everyone on Torchwood, who the best kisser is.
I have to be honest, I have to say Gareth. Gareth. Because I kissed him a lot. And by the way, you know what I meant with jumping in the trunk? I mean a good way, not bad way. Yes.
If you could do a romantic comedy with someone, who would it be?
A romantic comedy with someone, who would it be? But David doesn't do rom-coms. David does more serious things. I was asked. That was my question I was asked. Not yours. Oh, shut up. And it's none of who you say. You're going to go, but I'm sorry. I'd love to do a rom-com, a decent one, and make it good with Jennifer Aniston. And then David Tennant could sit beside and watch. And that's what we call contented. Yes.
First, I'd like to start by saying that you are a huge role model for me because of you're a British actor technically, but you're also an American actor, and you go back and forth.
I have 2 passports, and I go back and forth with a lot of things.
But I was just wondering if you could. I'm an aspiring actress, and I was just wondering if you could tell me what some differences between acting in the U.S. and acting in the UK are.
There's a lot more food on set in America. Seriously, it is. You know, I remember when we were filming Torchwood and over here, you know, catering and everything and craft service and da-da-da. Then we took Mackay Pfeiffer over to the UK to film the sequences over there. And he's like, where's craft service? I'm like, craft service? Hold on a second. Bring out craft service, everybody. It was a sandwich and some tea. The money in Britain is spent on the programs. It's put on the screen rather than in people's tummies. But I do understand that, you know, the crew are the most important people that need effect because they do the most work. and we do that in Britain, as we do here in the States. But I much would rather see the money being spent on screen so you guys see it rather than it being, off screen. So.
I also.
Oh, this is a double barrel question.
I also want to act in the UK. I was born in the United States, but I really have an appreciation for British acting.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just wondering if you have any advice for someone like me on how to do that.
Well, work hard. That's all I can say. There's no magic theory. I have 2 passports. I'm a British subject and I'm also an American citizen. And if you don't have a British passport, the likelihood of you being able to work in the UK is very slim. But that's not saying it will never happen, because I'm never someone who's going to crush anybody's dreams. But if that's your dream, you go for it and find out a way to do it any way you possibly can. Just work hard and be committed to it. If you're going to be an actress, don't do it as a hobby, because there's too many shit actors and actresses out there. Yeah.
We have time for 2 more questions.
2 more questions, but you started late, and I don't know why, so I get 10 extra minutes.
Okay.
You gotta get over to this side, too. I see my buddy over there. Yes, and we have a hard-hearing person down front who would like to ask a question, too. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Lauren, and I'm wondering, what is your biggest OTP?
My biggest what?
One true character. The 2 fictional characters you think would be best in a relationship.
Hold on a second, don't shout at me. I didn't hear her question. Yes.
One true pairing, the 2 fictional characters.
One true pairing.
The 2 fictional characters that you would think best in a relationship. Anything. It can be weird. It usually is.
I'm gonna be selfish. Captain Jack and Malcolm Merlin. Because it would be one hell of a fight, but then Jack would just pin him down and do all the rest. Yeah, she can stand up and sign. Yeah. Awesome.
I was wondering, what was it like singing on Springtime for Hitler?
It was no. It's the one song I don't sing because, are you kidding? If that got on the internet, me doing Springtime for Hitler, my career's dead. Pretending to be a Nazi on stage, yeah, really funny. It was awesome. I got to work with Mel Brooks. One of the funny stories was that we were filming in a part of Brooklyn, which is a very popular, very big Jewish neighborhood. And oh my God, I'm not kidding you, this is just unbelievable. We were all outside, all the boys, like 50 boys in SS uniforms, and singing Springtime and doing the swastika march around. And then we look around and there's all these, there's all the Hasidic Jewish people, what's the correct term? What are they? Say again? Orthodox, that's it. Orthodox Jewish people standing around the fence looking at us like, we're gonna kill you. And I was like, oh my God, something's gonna happen here. And then Mel Brooks comes around and he goes, Jesus Christ, would you all get inside? We're gonna all get killed! But I love singing it. It was amazing. It was amazing, and the song, every time I see it, and every time I watch it on television or see it on one of the movie channels, I love it because the check's coming in the mail. It was awesome. It's awesome. An awesome song to sing. Yes.
Where am I going next, John?
Go to the gentleman there with the gray shirt. Sorry? All right, one sec. We'll do you afterwards.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you for being so great on Friday.
I have to tell you if you can just turn and show everybody. Yep, give it away. We were talking, and I want to know things, so I said, what happened to your arm? And you were
born like this.
Right. So, and I said, when I went to shake his hand, I went with my normal hand, but then he reached out with his left hand, so I changed. I said, you know what? Do this. Just go up to people and they introduce you. Because we had a conversation about it. I said, wouldn't it be great if you just went up to people and they go to shake your hand with their proper hand, and you go, thank you, and just rub your stomach. And it's awesome because you get 2 reactions. And I said, said this to you. You either get, oh, nice to meet you, or you get, ah! Or you be like, dude, I'm an alien. You know, so, yeah, anyway, go ahead.
I'd like to ask, in Day of the Doctor, we found out that Jack gave his vortex manipulator to Unit. Why do you think he would give one of his most prized possessions away?
I don't know, well, perhaps it was, do we really, you know, why would he give it away? I've never thought about it, really. But I think maybe there would have been some coercion to get it. Because it's not because when he gave it to me, it was deactivated at the time travel. But maybe they have it be cut in and it was back and turned on. So it must have happened because actually, if I'm correct, and correct me if I'm wrong, it wasn't given to them. It was found when they found Torchwood after it was blown up, when they went through the rubble. So, wasn't it? This is, hold on. Again? Right. So I think that was when it was bequeathed to them on one of Jack's deaths. So I think it was when the hub was blown up and Jack was blown to smithereens that they found it and took it. I don't think the Doctor would give it over. Hold on.
He said you had it at the end of Children of Earth.
Yeah, but this is where it gets kind of fanboyish. I possibly could have traveled back. No, because we have to think about this kind of stuff. I possibly could have traveled back to get it, and then it would be another later death that they might get it, but they'd already gotten it once before, which had already happened. That's what I love about time.
One more. You choose, John. One more.
One more. This young lady's had her hand up the whole time. I'm so sorry. The whole time in the front.
Try to work the room.
And she's dressed like me. Now it's the last question, so make it a good one.
He has the hand. Why does Jack have 4 stripes on his rank tabs?
Oh. Because he is no, you got me here because I can't remember the exact name of the title, but there is a specific reason why. It's a group captain as opposed to a captain. So thank God I remember that. But it was also because it was it was Americans or Canadians who flew with the RAF who were given those special group captains because in the RAF you would be given it also means they're from another type of military background. So there's another big history that goes along there, and I'm so proud of myself. So that's why there's one extra epilogue. But that's it. We have to finish. But if you want to come, we're doing photo ops, and then I'm going to do another arrow signing, then I have to go to catch the plane to get home to my hubby. But I just want to say thank you very much. You've made this an amazing